Let's see. Yo. What's good? What's good with all y'all, man? What is going on with the chat game right now, man? We got us a good live tonight, man. We got us a good live show tonight, man. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Man. And you already know that Spotlight had to be one of the first people as a guest on this channel, man. He done showed major support to this channel growth. A lot of support, man. He hit me up before if I needed help with thumbnails. This man is a GOAT to this, man. He is one of the greats. Spotlight Raiders Talk. What's good, man?
Thanks for having me on, man. That was a good intro, man. Listen, I just here to help people. I try to do my best to make sure everybody win on here. I mean, if you ain't winning, I mean, if you ain't got haters, I mean, what you supposed to do, you know? So I just want to make sure all the Raider Nation is winning. You know, everybody that does have a YouTube channel, you know, make sure everybody winning on here. You know, it's room for growth for everybody. But thanks for having me on, man. I really do appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. You already know. For those of you that's loyal guests to both channels, you know he had me on his live shows a couple times before I even had 1,000 subscribers, man. So he's been showing major support to the channel, and I do believe that we got another special guest pulling up real soon. So stay tuned for y'all in the chat, man. But we got us some news, man. You know, I know that we didn't have some news, man, about the schedule, but real quick, you already know, quick introduction to a quick, rapidly growing channel with the boy, Ray the Tape, man.
What's good with it, man? What's good, Spotlight?
What's up, my guy? What's going on?
My man, Andy, Raider Football Talk. I appreciate you bringing me on, man. Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah. Shit, no problem. You sound good. It's all good, man. We got us a good live trio right here, man.
It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be litty. This gonna be a very fun one. It's going to be
lit, man. Shout out to Ray the Tape, man. His channel is growing like crazy, like rapid fire out here. So you know, we just want to support. We just gotta.
It's that film breakdown, man. It's the film breakdown. The nation want to see why we did this and why we did that, and we gotta show proof. We gotta show the proof.
Yeah, you already know. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling about the schedule, gentlemen?
Yeesh.
I really couldn't react to it. You know, girlfriend's birthday was yesterday, so I really couldn't react to it. So I got a video dropping. I got some heat dropping, letting y'all know how it feels. You know, it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Man, we got opener's gonna be crazy.
Games? Yeah, we got some good primetime games this year, man.
Four of them at that. Four
primetime games, man. Shit, we got some good amount of people in here, man. Let's talk about this schedule, right? So week 1, we pulling up to Baltimore in their stadium, in their home. We don't even get a home game for week 1, man. We don't even get to home game for week 1. But before I even give y'all my prediction of the total win column, what do y'all think what happens week 1?
I'm still trying to figure it out, man. I haven't even made a call on who I think is gonna win. It's a tough one though. It's a tough one though for sure.
It is a tough one.
It's definitely a tough one. But as I look at it now, how can I say this? Baltimore lost a lot of defensive players this year. And yeah, they did upgrade the wide receiver position in the draft.
They did.
But their offense is still a predictable offense. Don't get me wrong, Lamar Jackson, he's dynamic. He can be. If this defense can play up to par the way we wanted to under Gus Bradley's system, we could beat Baltimore. And I'm saying right now.
I thought this was an away game, but we're home.
Yeah.
I thought we were away for this one, but
it's home.
Hey man. Yeah. Monday Night Football.
And you want people coming to the Death Star with that crowd? I don't think Lamar Jackson can handle it.
Yes, I don't think they're able to handle it. I like it though. I gotta see a lot of people in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat saying that this is a great testament, a great test to this new front seven that we got, man. Mm-hmm. I really like that. I mean, we gotta have some athletic guys out there. I think we're gonna have a lot of. Although it's a run heavy system that we're going up against, I think Malcolm Kuntz might get a lot of burn that week. We need some athletic freaks having to chase down Lamar Jackson, man.
Okay. I could potentially. I mean, I could potentially see that.
You got to think, Yannick Ngakoue was just there this past season, so he knows that system. That definitely helps out for the defense as well.
Yeah, man.
So that makes me think. Do you guys think there's going to be 3 safeties on the field?
I think no, not against Baltimore. Not against Baltimore. Week 1. I mean, we really have to let Lamar's arm strength beat us, right? Because I mean, I think Gus Bradley has proven before that he actually did very, very good against Lamar Jackson's offense over there in Baltimore. So, you know, if he thinks that he has the same pieces, the same guys here in Vegas, I think that we stand a good chance, man, against Baltimore. I'm not too scared about Lamar Jackson. If I was scared of a runner, it had to be J.K. Dobbins, man. J.K. Dobbins is nice. I like him.
He's a monster. He ended up taking that role away from Mark Ingram. So he's a monster. If our defensive line could hold up, we should be really good. I really want to see what our front 7 can do against this run, because they're not really dynamic passing. Yes, they throw through their tight ends, but I think we defend tight ends really well outside of Kelsey or anybody that's like top 5. But in my opinion, I feel like if our front 7 can stop the run, especially against J.K. Dobbins, and shut down Lamar Jackson and force him to throw, we can win this football game.
Oh yeah,
I can see us. I definitely can see. I can see us winning, but it's just going to be a tough one, especially with the new system with Gus just coming in. So who do you guys think is going to start on the D line that game?
That game, it'll be tough. I think that game we can honestly see. I mean, I think that we'll start off with probably our normal. I think we'll be in the bear formation a lot that game because of how heavy their run packages are there. I mean, they run a lot of 2 tight end sets, or they just put an extra offensive lineman at tight end, and they just have Hayden Hurst out there, you know. So I think we can see a lot of that bear formation a lot. And if we did, I can see Jonathan Hankins and Quinton Jefferson out there a good amount together. If we are really looking to stop that run, I really think that we can see Quinton Jefferson at that 3 technique and Jonathan Hankins at that 1 technique, and possibly Cleveland Furr on the outside and Yannick Ngakoue.
I can see that, but it's going to be a lot of rotation in our defensive line, and that's going to confuse offensive linemen because of the skill set from each person that's rotating. Like with Carl Nassib coming off the bench, then Malcolm Coon's going to come off the bench, and then sometimes you put Cleveland Furr outside, then Max Crosby. So you have so many ways rotationally to confuse this offensive line. So that's why I feel like our front 7 is going to be really solid this year.
Yeah, man. I'm just excited to see us when we do get Lamar Jackson in those real predictable passing situations like 2nd, 13, 3rd, and 12. I'm really excited to see what we put out there on that defensive line as a NASCAR package, man. I really want to see our guys, because think about it. Lamar Jackson's one of the most elusive quarterbacks in this game. If we can see our defensive linemen, our front 7, bring him down twice in that game, that means that we got a solid defensive line group there. But before we give our record prediction or our prediction for that game, let's hear what the chat got to say, man. Type 1-0 or 0-1. What do you guys think we finish out week 1 with? What is our record looking like, man? And real quick, shout out to King Savage. He said it's his birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to King Savage, man. Raider Nation for life, all the way, man, all the way. And this is a good one right here. This is a good one. Abram is going to punish Lamar if he tries to run. Man, Abram in a box is going to be amazing.
So Andy, you think we're going to win that one?
You see the chat right there, spamming 1-0. You see the chat. If I had to go with the prediction for that game, I think that we beat Lamar Jackson and his Ravens that week 1 game. Monday Night Football in that Vegas stadium. Hopefully that stadium is going to be rocking with fans in there. I know those tickets are wild with the price, man.
I'm so mad about that. Those tickets is ridiculous. They stupid expensive.
That's crazy. That's insane.
But hey, it's Vegas. They're gonna have people that's gonna buy them.
Right.
You know? Like that. That's the crazy thing. So
once you put a club in the end zone, of course you're gonna have people buy.
Exactly.
And you in Vegas? It's like, come on.
But yeah, Monday Night Football against Lamar, I'm not too scared of what his weapons look like on the outside. If we can really force him to get out of his comfort zone, I think we could finish out Monday Night Football with a big win for the Raiders, man. What y'all think?
I think
agree.
we can pull it off. Yeah, I think we can pull it off.
But do you think we will?
I'm still. Hey man, I still gotta think about it. You know what I mean? I still gotta think
I'm still
about it.
kind of on the fence too because now we finally get to see the preseason games and we finally get to see the starters. So even though we're not going to see them as much because we don't want nobody to get hurt, but I still feel like now we get to really see what these players are actually capable. We didn't have a preseason last season.
Oh yeah,
we didn't have one. So now we got 3 preseason games that we can see what we actually have. I still think we could beat Baltimore just because on the defensive side they are very weak there. They lost Matt Judon to the Patriots. That was a big blow for them. And they lost a few other key pieces on that defense on Yanni Nagawa actually coming to us. So they lost some key pieces. I think our offense could definitely put up some points on this defense.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those are good points. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yep. And then shout out to ONT Six Soldier, man, for the $5 super chat. He says, "What's up, fellas? Ready to tape? Can you make a video breaking down Gus's success against Lamar?" That's what I love about these live shows, man, because they just give you great ideas off the bat. I love
for sure. Man. I could definitely do that. I'll have to go back and dig up some tape, see what Gus Bradley done in the past, see what he talked about in some pressers maybe, and figure out what I could put together.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And I like this comment right here. Delta Sports says, "I think that defensive line has to gel." And
most
honestly,
definitely.
I really like that now we do have that veteran presence that can help gel it together. Like I know this game is getting younger, it's getting faster, it's getting more athletic, but you still need that. You still need that older guy in the back of your ear telling you what you need to do. You still need that veteran presence with you, right? I mean, that's like if we all went to a new job and we didn't have somebody to train us, right? I mean, we would have to learn everything off the bat, and that's exactly what I feel like we've had to do with all the defensive linemen we've had. Unique Ngakoue, man, this dude's proven in this league. He's what second most turnovers on sacks, right? This dude knows how it is to get to that passer. He knows what it takes, right? Then I know you have Solomon Thomas. You bring him in from the Niners, but maybe he didn't have that much success alone, but everybody around him had success. So he knows what you need to be around to win games, man. And I like that a lot. I really, really do, man.
Even though a lot of us say that Solomon Thomas is a bust because where he was picked at and where he came from, I just feel like injuries really played in his reasoning of being a bust. You really couldn't see him as much being off the field, but you put him in that 3 technique as a rotational player and keep his legs fresh, he would definitely be a difference maker or definitely on third down situations.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But going off of Baltimore, I gave that one a win. Spotlight, did you give that one a win?
Yes, I gave it a win.
Okay,
I'm still debating on that, but I got a question because I feel like with that being the first game, is that gonna be too much for the team to get that win for the next few games, or will it set the tone?
I really think that if you're talking about the Raiders, I think that this is perfect for us to play the Ravens early when they're not clicking on all the cylinders. That's why I kind of like that this year. Our schedule looks real tough in the beginning, gets kind of average in the middle, but at the end, they turn up the heat again with a bunch of good playoff teams at the end. I like that we're getting a lot of these playoff teams first because, a lot of the best teams, they get better as the season progresses. We saw teams make big mistakes early on in the season last year. I mean, we started off pretty hot and we ended off super cold, man. And I'm really happy that, Lamar Jackson, they got a new wide receiver, but, who knows how much time he's going to really get to work with this new wide receiver. And I mean, Hollywood Brown, personally, I'm not scared of Hollywood Brown in my
Yeah, I'm not either.
So when it comes down to the Raiders, man, do I think that it's a threat to play them week 1? Most definitely. That's one of the most dynamic players and offenses in the league. But I also think that that's one of the best things that could happen to us.
What's crazy is that I forgot if Willie Snead makes the team, he comes from Baltimore as well. So it seems like we already have the inside scoop when it comes to what their offensive philosophy is. It's just that could our defense set the tone and let it be known we're not the 30th ranked, 32nd ranked defense in the league. If our defense can set the tone, then our offense is going to elevate, and that's what's been the drastic downfall. Our offense been great, our defense been crazy. Now, if we can level that out to a playing ground where both of us is on the same level, we could win this game easily for Baltimore. I think we can win this game easily, especially if we're physical up front on both sides.
I'm just still concerned about both of our lines, about the offensive line and the defensive line. You know, it's just hard for me to really just say, oh yeah, we're gonna beat the Ravens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and we got these question marks, and it's like, yo, our offensive line, we never seen this O line together.
Hey, and as much as we like to say that we got some players going for revenge games, not necessarily they don't have a revenge game type of player, but they got Marcus Peters, man. Marcus Peters is from Oakland. Yep. And he destroyed us when he was with the Rams, man. He loves playing against the Raiders, man. I believe that first year that Abram was drafted, when we played the Rams, I believe it was probably in, what was it? I think it might have been preseason or the week after. He said, "Oh, when we were practicing against the Rams, and when you know how we always have those practices together, yeah." Marcus Peters, dude, apparently he went up to Abram and was like, you know, I'm liking the swagger that you're bringing back to this team. But Marcus Peters, dude, he's from Oakland. He's probably pissed that we didn't left his town, man. So he's gonna have a little chip on his shoulder too. But let's get into week 2, man, because this honestly, I feel like week 2 is easier than week 1 with the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I mean, we've seen Ben Roethlisberger come into the Coliseum and get destroyed. We've seen him struggle with this crowd, man. And I feel like he's only getting worse. I mean, if we see Ben Roethlisberger I know we're playing in their stadium, but bro, we know how this team travels when it comes to this organization and this fan base, man. Week 1, who do you guys think is the biggest opponent and threat that we have to face on that offensive side of the ball for the Steelers?
I think it's going to be their running game, because when you drafted Najee Harris, that is going to be, even though that he's a rookie, that is what the Pittsburgh Steelers bread and butter. If they don't have a running game, nothing else works in Pittsburgh. I will be at this game because it's in Pittsburgh, PA. I will be at this game. But Najee Harris is probably the biggest weapon for me. I don't really care for Juju Smith-Schuster. He talks a lot of smack, but really doesn't back it up as much. So I'm not really caring about the wide receiver core for this, but Najee Harris is probably going to be my X factor if I'm on the defensive side and how to wait and the way he runs in between the tackles. I say Najee Harris.
Okay.
I would go with that young wide receiver.
Claypool?
Yeah. I would go with him. I think he's going to have another good season. He's just going to elevate, and that's going to be Big Ben's number 1 wide receiver from now on. For however long he's there. So then I think that's who we got to look out for that game.
Claypool is really good.
I like that because, you know, if we were to go matchup for matchup, he's bigger than every single one of our DBs.
Yes.
You know, Big Ben is a veteran in this league. He won't be scared to throw up a 50-50 with Chase Claypool, man. We've seen him do it last year a ton. But if I were to say the biggest threat, I would have to agree with Spotlight here, man. Antioch native Najee Harris, he's going to want to hit the Raiders in their mouth, man. He is going to want to do it. And I think that, you know, that Mike Tomlin, he has great success on defense and on offense, man. He's going to know how to work him into the system real good. But what do you guys think? Who is the biggest threat on defense? Because I think this one's obvious. But on defense, who do you guys think is that biggest threat for us?
You can take this one, Ray the Tape. You can take this one.
Because they got some dogs on defense.
Maybe Minka.
Well, they did lose their linebacker. They did lose Bud Dupree, though.
They lost Bud Dupree.
And I don't keep up with the Steelers too much, but I heard their defense lightweight fell off when Bud Dupree got hurt.
Bud Dupree is gone.
I do like
Minka. He plays for Tennessee now.
Yeah, I do like Minka, though.
They got Minka Fitzpatrick. That's one guy.
That's one of them. That was one of mine.
They're getting Devin Bush back. But what about the guy that some would say got snubbed last year, TJ Watt? He is a monster. He is a monster.
If Devin Bush and TJ Watt is on the field at the same time,
that's tough.
That's going to be the factors there when it comes to that front seven. That's going to be the first real test of great pass rushers in Devin Bush and TJ Watt.
And he's an outside linebacker. He's going to be going up against Alex Leatherwood.
Let's see what he can do.
When we play good pass rushers, we actually we don't tend to do that bad.
Which is true. Well, we really haven't. I don't think we never played TJ Watt. I think we never played against him. So this is going to be a first for
we
both
played
of
his
us.
brother, I believe, a couple times.
We played against his brother JJ, but
we got Von Miller,
a little bit more younger than JJ too.
But you know
what I mean? Going up though, let's just think about it. Roster for roster on offense and on defense. I think that our offense matches up better than their defense. Now, if we're talking about their offense versus our defense, we have a lot of unproven on our defense right now, right? But if we were to come out week 1 against the Ravens and we were to stop a guy like Lamar Jackson, you have to have a completely new game plan for a guy like Ben Roethlisberger. They're completely different. So it's kind of like starting from square one 2 weeks in a row. Like you're trying to see, okay, this worked against Lamar. What are we going to have to do to make it work against Ben Roethlisberger now? I'm not scared of Big Ben. I'm really not. Like I said, he is that veteran. He is going to take those shots, though. And he is going to test these young DBs, which I like. But in this game, I could see Merritt getting a pick, man. I really see Merritt getting a pick. Jumping Big Ben. Big Ben had some great plays, and he also had a lot of lapses last year. I mean, who knows, man? I really do think that he knows this is probably one of his last years, and I feel like he'll have that pressure riding on his shoulders. But I think that we end out leaving Pittsburgh with a W, 2-0.
Oh, 2-0. I think we go. I think we split these ones. I think we split one of these.
Okay. I think we could go 2-0 because even though they two AFC North teams, I just feel like we compete so well against the AFC North. We played Cleveland last year, which was a snowy game, but it was a ground and pound. We went out there and got the win. We beat an AFC North team. I just feel like we have that confidence from last year. But I just feel like with Ben Roethlisberger, he's not scrambling as much. He's just stepping up into the pocket. If we could get the Big Ben, we can win this game. That's going to be the X factor there. If we get the Big Ben and not let him throw no 50-50 balls to Claypool, we good. Because the tight end position is weak over there. So I'm not really focused on their tight ends. It's just that Juju and Claypool would probably be, and Najee Harris would be the guys that I look forward to with this defense going out there.
So with that being said, do you guys think it's more important to get to Big Ben or to stop the run with Najee Harris?
I honestly, I would just think that we have more of a chance getting after Big Ben than stopping Najee Harris as a whole. Mm-hmm. Because Big Ben, he, like we said, he's getting older. He can't move as much. Yeah, he's a big guy. He's tough to bring down. But I think that we have a better chance of creating a turnover and giving DC the ball more if we can get after Big Ben. Because Najee Harris, that dude's young. He's gonna wanna make a name for himself. But yeah,
they might not give it to him 25 times that night.
Yeah, we may not know.
With that being said, I could see us dropping to the Ravens and then beating the Steelers.
Okay.
And then say 1-1. That's what I would say.
I'll be satisfied with 1-1 if that actually happens. I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah.
Now, going to week 3, this is another home game. So we just had an away game in Pittsburgh. In my opinion, this is gonna be a big win. We beat Pittsburgh, we beat the Ravens, but we host the Miami Dolphins, right? And they took our number. They got our number last year. Off some wild Arden Key shenanigans. We suck. That's really what it came down to, right?
Rematch.
Nelson Aguilar all over again. We
So we host the Miami offense and the Miami defense. I really do think that they added some guys. Now, me personally, I am not afraid of Tua at all. They also lost Kyle Van Noy. I'm not saying that this is easy sweepscake throughout the whole season, but roster for roster, like I said, that defense matches up with our offense, in my opinion. I mean, you got 2 very good corners. They have an emerging safety over there. I mean, their defensive line got after teams last year. They really did have a decent defensive line. I know Kyle Van Noy, I believe, had like 7.5 sacks with them, and he won't be there no more. But I think that's still a good team. As far as their offense, as long as Tua's throwing that ball, I'm really not too scared. But I think this is actually a game that we come down to earth, man, off of 2 big wins. I think they take our number 2 years in a row.
Oh man, this is a tough one for me because last year we had Tua. We started out with Tua, then they ended the game with Fitzpatrick. So right. Knowing that Fitzpatrick's not there anymore, which we still go up against him because he plays in Washington now, which we can never get away from Fitzpatrick. But this is a tough game, man. They drafted Jalen Waddle to be on the other side of Devontae Parker. So that gives more firepower for Tua. This defense has already been legit from last year. This defense know how to get to the football as far as their secondary. If this is going to come down to it, Miami wins in a field goal. This is going to be a dramatic game.
I think so.
This is going to be a dramatic game again. This is going to be one of the best games of the year, in my opinion.
Yep.
So with that being said, do you think our offense is going to be like stagnant? Is it going to be our defense? What do you think? How do you think that unfolds?
I really do think that this game, we're going to come back. Like I said, we're going to come back down to earth, and we're gonna really think about it. Like, damn, I really think this game is going to be on the defense, man. I really do think that this game, because I feel like, we do have some veterans, but I do feel like this week right here is where we see some of our rookies make some mistakes. I feel like maybe we see, I don't know, we see Divine Diablo get more reps than what we thought he would, and maybe he makes a little rookie mistake, or maybe Trayvon Merrick bites on a pass and Jalen Waddle just goes for deep. We really don't know. I really feel like this game, like a lot of these games on our roster, we have some good competition. I really do think that they get our number this year. It sucks because one of my friends that I play football with 3 years, he's a diehard Dolphins fan, and he's gonna be in my ear talking about it. But I do think that, because we're the Raiders, we're not going to go 3-0. I don't remember the last time we went 3-0.
2016.
I think that they take our number here, man. I really do think that we come back down to earth and go into week 4 2-1.
I think we beat them. I say we get the dub on this one. I think our defense is going to actually step up for once. I think it's going to step up and save our offense. I think this one is going to where our offense is going to be stagnant, but our defense actually comes through.
This could be one that, instead of saying, what Ray the Tape is trying to say, right? Instead of stagnant, he's going to say John Gruden is going to play this game conservatively. Call it right now.
See, I ain't say all that, but you catch my drift, man.
I like that though. I like that though. You feel like week 1 can go either way. Maybe you give the edge to Baltimore that game, but we go out and we go into week 4 hot on a 2-0 streak. I like that. I like that a lot. It'll suck week 1 if we do lose to Baltimore, but at the same time, it'll also be nice going to week 4 against the Chargers on a high horse instead of coming back down to earth. So we're all kind of similar. What you think, Spotlight? You think we're going 3-1, or you think they take this number on this?
So what's this?
Or 3-0. My bad.
3. I don't think we'll go 3-0 here. I don't, because I already had them going 2-0, and I just feel like this might be one of those games where the offense might struggle, and I just don't know. But it's I think we take the loss here. For some reason, I feel like it's going to be a back and forth game. Both defenses is not going to be able to get it right, and it's going to come down who has the ball last. But I think we might take. The L here, but nothing like we getting blown out or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And I mean, so we're all basically 2-1 at this point.
We're all
2-1. I haven't even like broke down the schedule myself, so this is just me off the top. I'm not predetermined, nothing like that.
I like this one though because at the same time, we do have quote unquote 9 home games because the 17th game. But we really got 10 because we're going into LA. We rule LA. It don't matter. It's just a different home. So week 4, going to the Los Angeles Chargers Stadium. I really don't. I mean, I know they got Herbert. I know they got some talent, but their coaching staff is under fire right now. I mean, half of their staff is gone. I think they have new staff at every single position. I mean, it's a new head coach, new defensive coordinator. We know that because we took their defensive coordinator and their whole staff. I mean, Justin Herbert just had one of the best rookie years you could see out of a quarterback. And now they're taking away that offense that he had a lot of success in, and it's going to be another offense for him to learn. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be tough. I think that week 1, though, I like doing this. We just really match up these rosters. I think that, they got Keenan Allen. They got Mike Williams, who's a very, very reliable person for Justin Herbert. But
they drafted Josh Palmer out of Tennessee as well. He's a dynamic on the outside, so that he's going to be competing with Mike Williams for that spot.
Yeah, I mean, and they also got a good serviceable back in Austin Eckler. I still believe they got him. He's a big piece in their offense, but their defense is looking pretty. It's looking pretty stout over there. They have a good run stopper in Linval Joseph. They got Bosa. They might not have Melvin Ingram. We know that they don't have Casey Hayward because, he's with us
Kenneth
now.
Murray will be taking over that linebacking core now.
Kenneth Murray's there. They still got some names over there, man. They still got some names. And I'm gonna have to say that we go to the Chargers and we just beat them. I mean, I don't see us losing against the Chargers.
No, I agree. I think we're gonna win this one. I'm gonna actually try and go to this game though, out there in LA.
That'll be fun, yeah.
I think we take the Chargers too. We did it last year. We went into their stadium and beat them, and then they came home and beat us. I mean, I think this is one of the games that we do beat them. The Chargers is just one of those teams that we always split with every year. It seems like every year we split with them. So yeah, I think we definitely take this game. We go 4-1 here.
Yep. And then shout out to
3-1, my bad.
3-1.
Yeah, no, you're good. Shout out to Head for the $4.99. He said, spent the grip to be in house week 1. We need to smack them in the mouth. Andy, Spotlight, and Ray, loving what y'all bring. Keep up the heat, man. You already know. All 3 of us and all the other Raider content creators going to keep producing this great content for you guys. But sheesh, I can't imagine what you dropped to be over there week 1 inside that stadium, man. It was over 1,000.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like $1,000 a ticket, something crazy like that. I mean, get it how you live. I ain't mad at you.
It's $600 just for nosebleeds. Like what?
It's crazy.
Hey, you're getting the whole experience with that new stadium.
I just got my Raiders man cave. That's my Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, but
with that ticket money, you can buy a big old TV.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And I think we all agree though. Week 4, we go into week 5, 3-1. We beat the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not gonna be simple, easy win, but I think we'll scrape away with a win right there.
I think we'll scrape away with a win. Yep. And then shout out to JR. He said, or Junior. He says, do you guys think we beat the Cowgirls last time they screwed us? I feel like the ref's gonna be on the Cowboys' side. Damn.
Andy, we just talked about this off the air.
Man, we'll get about that when we get there. But we got week 5 coming up.
Week 12. Okay.
Week 5 against the Chicago Bears. At home, we host Khalil Mack. Does he get his revenge? Let's talk about it. They picked up that 5th-year option on Roquan Smith. They still got Eddie Jackson. They lost their starting outside corner though. He's now with the Broncos. They still got Mack. Their defensive line did take some hits, but they still have
Hakeem Hicks.
Hakeem Hicks.
And they got old boy from the Cowboys that had a good year. Robert Quinn, yes, he had a good season. But the Bears here, I mean, I really feel like if we beat them with the roster that we had in 2019 against their defense that they had in 2019, that was week 6 was the best defense in the league at that time. I don't see Derek Carr losing to this somewhat worse defense. But this one depends, though. Are we facing Andy Dalton or are we facing Justin Fields?
We're facing Andy Dalton.
Now, if we face Andy Dalton, I have no doubt in my mind that defense won't be able to keep them in this game with Andy Dalton. But Justin Fields, he brings a good dynamic presence for that offense, right? But at the same time, I'm not too sure if Allen Robertson is still not trying to sign that
He signed it.
price tag. He
Yeah.
signed the
Yeah,
franchise
he signed it because on my Spotlight Sports Network, I have a Bears analyst on my Spotlight Sports Network, so he did give me that information. Allen Robinson did sign the franchise tag.
Wow. Okay. That'll be good. That'll be good. But
I do think we take a dub right here, honestly.
yeah,
At home, I don't care what quarterback they have. We beating them.
Yeah, I was about to say that, man. I really don't see that with their roster that they have now and with the roster that we had 2 years ago when we did beat them. I don't think that their roster is better now, right? Their quarterback is better.
Their roster was better last year than this year.
Yeah, their quarterback is the only position, in my opinion, that took a major upgrade on that team because their defense, it took some hits, right? And in my opinion, I would kind of be a hypocrite if I would say that we could beat Lamar, but not Justin Fields, you know? So I feel like week 5, we take a dub against Khalil Mack because he's gonna still be searching to get his revenge on us, and it won't be this year. So we for what most of us we got it. All 4 of us or all 3 of us have it 4-1, right?
Yeah,
4-1, bro. That'll be a fire.
Yeah, that's 4 in a row. Yeah, that's 4 wins in a row for me.
That's 4 wins in a row for you. Going to Denver against the Broncos, what do you see happening against that, revamped defense that they have over there? Because that defense is crazy.
But the thing about it is, though, the defense is always crazy on paper when it comes to Denver.
That's true.
And then when they decide to start playing, which is the end of the year where they have nothing to play for. But Denver's defense, even though with a Von Miller or a Bradley Chubb or whoever guys they bring over, for some reason, I don't know if they could get Vic Fangio's defense. I don't know if they could understand the scheme, but they struggle against us on defense. They struggle against us. So it's going to be quarterback talk. Who the same thing here. Are we getting Teddy Bridgewater or are we getting Drew Lock? Which one are we getting there too?
Right. Now, I feel like if we got Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock, I really feel like, yes, their defense is phenomenal on paper. Like you said, on paper, that defense is looking good, right? But on paper, we have a high-powered offense. And that's with more offseason to come. We're rumored to other big-name guys that, I really don't see it happening. But, right. I mean, just imagine if you did add a Julio Jones, and that adds more of a nightmare for that defense than our offense is struggle to them. I really don't. I really don't see that happening because I see right now on paper, I think that our offense still matches up perfectly fine against their defense.
Did they pick up a linebacker like a?
They did. I don't think they got a middle linebacker. I know that Dallas got 2 linebackers this year. I think they might have actually picked up a linebacker maybe in the mid-round.
The only time I would be worried about the Broncos defense is when they get a legitimate linebacker.
Yeah.
If they would have got Michael Parsons, then I probably would have been a little bit worried.
Right.
But until they get a legitimate linebacker, if Joel is your linebacker, can you guys name one of the linebackers? You know what I mean?
No. I think that the only good linebackers they got are all outside linebackers. But there's still some good, serviceable middle linebackers on that free agent market if they really wanted to get one.
I think this is a tough one. It could be. I'm taking another dub.
Yeah, I really don't see us losing.
5 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, going at Denver. Their quarterback position is. It's trash. I mean, it really is. It really is. Like we swept Drew Lock last year, and we also beat Teddy Bridgewater last year.
Right.
And Teddy Bridgewater had a better running back. He had, he had a good receiver in Curtis Samuel and Robbie Anderson. So we still faced a good surrounding cast when Teddy Bridgewater was with the Panthers, right?
And they lost a good running back in Phillip Lindsay.
Now, do I think that if they got Aaron Rodgers, it could be a different story? Of course, but they don't got Aaron Rodgers right now. So right now, week 6, I got us beating the Donkeys, man. We go into week 7, 5-1.
Yes, sir.
5-1, man.
5-1. Let's get it.
That dude, imagine 5-1. The media will. What will they say then? What will they say then, bro?
You know what? I feel like that's the thing. Like we'll be good at the first half, and then it's like, oh, second half, and that's where
the teams heat up.
That's where we have to worry as the Raiders because we'll be 6-3 last year. The year before that, we're 6-2 or something like that. So it's like we need to be on our toes.
About the schedule. This is what I like about the schedule because we go and now the Eagles have to come to us. The Eagles, we host the Eagles in our brand new stadium, week 7. Their roster is bad.
They're depleted. They're depleted.
Their roster is bad. I mean, when we talk about quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts is really one that I just he's not it. I mean, you look at their defensive line. Yes, they have Fletcher Cox, one of the best defensive tackles in this game still. But I really just don't see their roster for roster matching up with ours. I mean, like we said, it can all look good on paper, right? I mean, we saw our season go to dirt last year, and we struggled against the Jets, right? I mean, and that comes down to coaching and all that kind of stuff, preparation. But what I like about this one is that we're not flying to the East Coast; they're coming to us. Right. So we're in our comfort. We get a big road game after going to the high altitudes of Colorado, and then we come back. We're spoiled. We have our home advantage. And I really see us, 6-1. Like it's crazy to say it, but
yeah, I can see it.
I really could, right? I really could. And I mean, the middle of this schedule is really, 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 manageable. It's pretty easy. If you look at other ones, the second half of the season gets tough. But right now, this season, we're looking good. 6-1, bro. Like
I got us being the Eagles too. You know what I mean? You look at their roster, whether it's on the defensive side, whether it's on the offensive side. Either way, you know what I mean. They don't match up. They don't match up with us. I don't know who's going to cover Waller, who's going to keep up with Ruggs. You know what I mean? Are they going to stop what are they going to do? Stop the run, I guess. Whatever they want to do.
I think this game will be a coming out party for Bryan Edwards.
Ooh, I like that. I really could see.
That's a good one.
I mean, look, DK Metcalf, big wide receiver. Obviously, Bryan Edwards is not DK Metcalf, but we saw Darius Slay get babied against a big wide receiver.
Right.
I really like that you said that this could be a coming out party for Bryan Edwards because I could really see that. I could really see, Derek Carr getting into his groove. We could be up by a little bit, and I could see him throwing up a couple balls to Bryan Edwards and him just coming down with them, right? That was his game at South Carolina. So I like it, man.
That's week 7 is – I mean, I don't want to go down that road right now, but is Bryan Edwards injury prone?
No.
Hold on.
Don't get me wrong.
Y'all said no. Hold on. Both of y'all said that really quick.
I don't think so.
As a fan base, we want to say no, but he is injury prone. He is.
I don't think so.
He has injury history. His whole thing. He does have injury history. His whole thing, why he didn't go in the first 2 rounds when he was drafted, was due to injury. I mean, South Carolina. Don't get me wrong. He put up amazing numbers. He holds records there, but. I mean, the whole reason why he went into the 3rd round was due to injury. Last year, he missed more than 50% of the season due to injury.
But it was still coming off of a surgical foot that wasn't fully healed by the time the season started. So that's coming off a surgical foot. Now you got a full season where he could get that extra time in with preseason games and still be healthy by the season. That's why I feel like week 7 against the Philadelphia Eagles, he's going to come into himself, and that's why I say it's going to be a coming out party. Okay, that's just how I see it. But but you never know. Injuries do happen, and do I think he's injury prone? I'll say give him up until this year. If he does get hurt and miss significant time, then yes. It's just that he came off of a surgical foot coming from college, didn't really get a chance to properly was able to heal the way he wanted to. So
now here's what I like the most about this schedule this year, because usually we see our bye week either very early or at like week 14. We got our bye week smack in the middle. So we come off of a big dub, 6-1, and let's say people do get banged up. You got 2 weeks to prepare for the New York Giants. So you're set. Let's say you did get a couple nicks and bruises. You're banged up a bit. You got 2 weeks to heal up. You really do. I like that about this schedule. Obviously it's not like 2 weeks off, but, you get a week off. That helps guys, especially when you have an extended season for 17 games, right? That helps a lot. So I like that. We go 6-1 first half. Then it's the scary part, second half of the season, right? This is where it gets scary for us because this is where we've seen things go from great.
I ain't ready for the second half. Terrible. I'm not ready for it.
This is where we've seen it. So week 8, we have our bye week. We get recuperated. Then this is where it seems like it's every year we have to fly to the East Coast and play an East Coast team, and we go and we face the New York Giants. Man, 6-1 bye week. We face the New York Giants. Now, they didn't add some pieces, right? They got a good wide receiver in the draft. Saquon Barkley's going to be back. There's no saying that Evan Ingram is either a hit or miss in every single game. He's either going to go for 80 plus yards or he will have like 2 yards. Their defense, bro, that secondary is nice. They still have Leonard Williams, somebody who we wanted badly.
Yeah.
But Blake Martinez showed that he has some still left in the tank from his season last year with the Giants. Now, do I think that they stand a chance on paper? No. But this is the second half now. This is where we've seen our seasons go horrible.
We don't play well in MetLife Stadium. We don't.
Now, we saw Ruggs pull one out of the rabbit hat last year. Do you think that this? Keep in mind, we have to travel to the East Coast. Yes, we have 2 weeks to prepare, but then they hit us with an East Coast game at 10 a.m. Now that is tough.
Why is it at 10 a.m. on the East Coast?
No, it's at 10 a.m. West Coast time.
1 o'clock time.
p.m.
Okay.
But you got to think about it. Our guys are the ones getting affected by that time change.
Yeah.
So they're going to feel like it's 10 a.m. and they have to suit up and play a football game. Because, they had 2 weeks. They had 2 weeks on their own time zone, and then they're going to go and play the Giants. Now, on paper, we can win this game easily, right? But we see it every year. There's just that one game that kind of screws us up a bit, loses our momentum. Do I think that this is the game? No, I don't think that this is the game. I really do not. Now, do I want to say that we're going to go 7-1 in the first 8 games? That sounds a bit crazy, but I think it's possible, and I do think that we get the Giants and we beat them and we go 7-1.
Oh man, this is a tough one here because we struggle against MetLife. The one year I went, we got destroyed by the Jets. Then last year we barely beat the Jets in MetLife Stadium. So it's just like a curse going into that stadium, no matter if it's the Jets or the Giants. So
last time we beat the Giants,
I think this is the game that we drop, just because of how we struggle at MetLife, in my opinion. I just feel like this is the game that we drop, but it's not going to be something like – it's going to be a game where defense is going to mess up or our offense mess up. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those. Listen, if y'all didn't see the Jets game last year, I took my damn Raider shirt off. And then Henry Ruggs throws the touchdown. I was like, are you serious? I'm sitting here with a whole totally different shirt. I was pissed that game. But like I said before, I think this is one of the games that we drop. I just feel like MetLife Stadium is just a curse to the Raiders, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said, bro, we haven't we haven't played the Giants since we had Marshawn. We did beat them though when we had Marshawn, but let's hear what Ray the Tape got to say, man.
No, I'm just gonna say I think we dropped this one too. We're 6-1. Coming off of the bye week, I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't happen right, but I think we do drop this one. Okay. Going to the East Coast, everything you guys already said.
Makes sense. I'm not mind with dropping this one. It makes us 7-2. So
okay, so
I got 6-2.
Oh yeah. I got us. You two are 6-2. I got us 7-1. Going. Oh no, actually, the Chiefs have to come and travel to us.
Yep.
Week 9 or week 9 or week 10.
Week 10.
Please come to us. Now,
Prime time.
I really feel like we were used to seeing them earlier and later in the season. We're seeing them at that playoff push, and we see the Chiefs get real scary at that second half of the season, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I feel like right here, we see our season go like this a bunch of times. I see us going win, lose, like all that kind of stuff, right? And in my personal opinion, they did lose some people, but bro, the way that they stacked up that offensive line was pretty impressive. It was pretty impressive.
Getting the trade from Orlando Brown, bringing in Joe Thunley from the Patriots. It was that in itself.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I do feel like, I mean, we were so close to sweeping the Chiefs last year. I feel like if we were to sweep the Chiefs last year, would have been the year. I don't see us in that position. I feel like we fall and we go 7-2 to the Chiefs. And, you know, it is what it is, man. I would love to hear what you guys got to say.
I think we go down in this one. This is an L, honestly.
2 losses back to back. That's tough.
Yeah, I think this is where we go back to back losses. It's gonna wake us up. You know what I mean? Yep. And that puts us at 6-3.
What you got, Spotlight?
I'm gonna think the Raiders is gonna drop this one too. It's just like the Chargers. We're going to split. They're gonna come to us, and then they're gonna beat us at home, and we're gonna beat them at their home. So I just feel like right now, we dropped to 7-3. We dropped back-to-back losses, and we bounce back the following week.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I agree. That's basically what I think. Because we got the Bengals next, and that's where I think we go in, and then
that's where we get our.
And I think we're gonna.
You think week 11, Max Crosby gets 4 sacks again?
Hell no. Honestly, no. I think our whole D line will have just a heyday that game. I think our defense will really step up and show out that game. We might see some rookies in there that put up some stats.
Okay, I like that. I like to hear that, man. So, I mean, you guys, right now I have us at 8-2 going against the Bengals week 11. I mean, for some reason, although we had 4 sacks from Max Crosby, we were this close to losing to the Bengals, man. We were real close to losing to teams. And this is what I feel like. We always lose to the teams that we should beat all the time, all the freaking time.
And I think that's why we lose to the Giants. I think the game when we lose to the Giants, I think that'll be that one.
Surprise to many of you guys right here, but this is where I see us getting our 3rd loss of the season. This is where I see us getting that 3rd loss of the season, because this is just one of those games where we're on that high horse. You know, we did just lose to the Chiefs, but this is where the media actually starts respecting us. And then we face the Bengals, and we're just gonna be like, all right, we just lost a home game that we really should have won. You know, like the Falcons just blew us out last year. That was a game that we were going in, and even the media was on our side for that game. Right. You know, this is one of those weird ones where I think that the Bengals just take our number. Joe Mixon is so happy because he just beat a basically a hometown team. And you know, I just feel like this is a weird one. What you guys think?
Hey, Red, we can't hear you, bro.
You think we take a loss to the Bengals at home on this one?
Yeah, it's just one of those.
That's a tough one. I wouldn't want tickets to that game, dude.
I think we take the dub on this one.
Yeah, I got the dub.
One of the reasons why I say that because I feel like
really step up.
Yeah, I feel like the Cincinnati Bengals did not address their offensive line in the draft where they should have got a top pick in that first round to get you went out and got a wide receiver instead of getting your offensive line to protect a guy in Joe Burrow that's coming off of a real bad knee injury. So me personally, I think this game is going to be a field day for our front 7, and I think that we could get to Joe Burrow and we win this game. Absolutely, we win this game.
Now we are all sitting at the same record now. Going into what? We're all at 7-3. We're all at 7-3, I believe. Going into week 12, a prize possession game. We finally get a Thanksgiving game, as a fan base, we finally get to watch a different team. I mean, our team besides a different team on Thanksgiving, right? This is a game where we want to spend our day with the family, but guess what? This is a game where we're going to be yelling at the screen. I mean, I think that we're gonna, the Cowboys are gonna host us, right? I really don't see that as a problem at all. I mean, I really do see us national television after us getting embarrassed because we lose to a team like the Bengals. And I feel like right here we show the world again that the Raiders can beat the top teams. And I think that we beat the Cowboys. And I think that this one won't even be close. I think we beat them by probably 14, 15, 16 points.
No, I got you on that one. I think the same thing. I think we beat them. Like, I think we're going to show out and everybody's going to see, like, oh, okay, they pretty serious.
Yep. And that's exactly what I think. What you think, Spotlight?
Because I think
so what's this? You talking about this Cowboys game, right?
Cowboys, this Thanksgiving game. You think this makes the Thanksgiving a perfect Thanksgiving? What you think?
It makes it a perfect Thanksgiving.
Okay, that's what I like to hear.
And even though that my future wife is a Cowboys fan, I really don't care. I think we're going into AT&T Stadium and we getting that dub. Sorry to say. I'll be getting that dub, that defense, even though they brought Dan Quinn in. Dan Quinn's defense has not been great in the last couple of years. Even though they boarded some key pieces. Yes, you got Micah Parsons, whatever, which you didn't really need another linebacker because you got Jalen Smith there. At the end of the day, Sean Lee retired. I'm not afraid of this Dallas defense. We go into there and get our Turkey Day and get our Thanksgiving win over the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, sir, man.
I think Carr walks away with that turkey leg.
I would love to see it, man. I would love to see it. What is this the first time we played the Cowboys since Derek Carr fumbled at the back of the end zone?
Yes.
No, it's the same game that the rest made an index card for a first down.
Now we had a comment earlier in the live. Someone said, "Do you think that the refs are going to be on their side this game?" Cowboys are known as America's team on Thanksgiving in their stadium. Do y'all think that the refs are on their side? We get it. We're going to be wearing that silver and black. We're always going to be the hated team, always. But do we think that the refs actually play us a fair game?
Yeah, I think we get a fair game. There might be some controversial things because it's 2 games on Thanksgiving, right?
It's two games
and everything's under a microscope. So everybody's going to be all eyes. So it's going to be some controversial things, but I don't think the rest are going to be on their side per se. I think we come out with the dub, and we're going to go back. We're going to go back home and be ready for the next game.
All right, and this really puts us in the playoff push now, right? We all have us at 8-3. This is the playoff push. This is where you need to win, right? This is where you have to win, especially with that 17-game schedule. I really think that you need 11 games to get into that playoff push, right? I think that you need 11 wins to make it to that wild card spot, man. Now we have some tough opponents, man. We got the Washington football team. We got the Chiefs. We got the Browns. We get the Broncos. But then you finish off with the Colts and the Chargers, right? I mean, got a big win, Thanksgiving. It makes it the perfect Thanksgiving. Now, do you think that facing one of the top defenses in the league, we just got put on our high horse again. We just made it the perfect Thanksgiving. They gave the nation what they wanted. You think that we fall to the Washington football team right here?
Yes, I do. I think we take that L
right here.
That is exactly what I was saying, bro. I mean, when I saw the Washington football team on our schedule, I said it multiple times. I said it in Graphs Live. I might have said it in Spotlights Live. I really don't even know. But I really do think that the Washington football team, that is a really, really, really tough game right there. And I do think that we go blow for blow there. We go punch for punch. But I really do think that this is going to be one of those games where it's going to come down to a dumb mistake, a dumb error that shouldn't have happened. Maybe it comes on a fourth. Maybe we're so close to stopping them and getting the ball back, and we're down by 3. and one of our guys jumps off sides. I feel like it'll be something dumb like that, man. And I do see us, after being on our high horse, we're giving us the best Thanksgiving ever. We get that win. I think that we are at 8-4 going into week 14, heading to Arrowhead Stadium, man. That is tough. That is tough.
I think the same thing. Coming off that big win, we're gonna play Washington at home, and then that D line. I think their roster matches up pretty well with ours because their offensive line really isn't like completely trash. They have some good wide receivers. Their running back is young and he's coming up, Gibson, and I think they're gonna be able to play the right kind of football to be able to beat us, and that's why I think we lose.
Now, why do I like this comment a lot? Because look, this would have been an even tougher game if it was one of those games where we had to play in their weather, right? If we had to play in their weather, that would have been crazy. But I like this comment a lot because it says you beat pass rush by pounding the rock, and this team is built to do that, right? I understand that, but like I said,
they're more than just pass rushing. So they're way more than just pass rushing. Daron Payne, Matthew Ioannidis, Jonathan Allen, Chase Young, Montez Sweat. Then who they get? Jamin Davis.
Yeah, dude, they got Jamin Davis
right now. Come on, man.
Too, man.
Good, like
it's tough. It is tough. It is tough, man. It is really, really tough. I mean, we have the Chiefs the week after that. We're going to Arrowhead. What do you guys think happens then? Because I really think that we had our chance with sweeping them last year, right? I still think that we have a chance this year, right? But I think that heading into Arrowhead, we do exactly what we did last year, and we shocked the NFL again, and we get Patrick Mahomes' number, man. I really do, because I feel like that first game might have been a shootout. I feel like this game, although we just took a tough one to the Washington football team, I think we come back on top, and we split this season. We split with the Chiefs, and that puts us at a 9-5 record. I mean, a 9-4 record. What do you guys think?
Like I said, I think we go into Arrowhead and we beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. We split with them last year. We're going to split with them this year. They're going to beat us at our home. We're going to beat them at their home. So yeah, I think we take the Chiefs here in this game.
I think this one we lose, man.
Oh wow!
I think this one we lose, and we go down 8. What is that? 8-5 right there.
8-5.
I think we take an L on that one actually. Yep.
So
I don't think we beat them
by the Chiefs. I can see it, man. I can see it.
Later. That's late. Also, that's later in the year in Kansas City.
But this is a primetime game. I feel like the Raiders can rise up to the occasion here.
Okay, primetime. What? Okay.
Oh wait, no. This one is not primetime. This one is at 10 a.m. I believe that the first Chiefs game was primetime.
Yeah, the first Chiefs game is primetime.
Now, you have us at 8-5. I have us at 9-4. Spotlight, what do you have us at? 9-4? I like that. So we are at 9-4, heading to Cleveland at the back end of the season where we know weather can get terrible. Do we see a repeat of what we saw last year where it's straight punch for punch? We have to run the ball. They got to run the ball. And we see kicks flying to the left, flying to the right. Do we see, a crazy game like we saw last year with the Cleveland Browns, man? This year they're gonna have Nick Chubb most likely there. They got Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, they have some pieces, right? They really have some pieces. But I do see us after beating them last year. I do see us now, with what we have. With a better supporting cast on defense, yes, they're going to have Nick Chubb. But our defense surprisingly held them to 6 points, right? Yep. I'm not too scared, honestly, of Baker Mayfield. This guy's either going to be on fire or it's going to be very cold in that stadium, right? The Cleveland Browns don't got a dome like we got one. I think that Baker Mayfield actually causes the Browns the game, and I think we go ahead into Cleveland and we lose. I mean, and we win, and we beat the Cleveland Browns 2 years in a row. It's muted again, and you got it muted.
I was gonna say, I think we win this one also, man. I think Gruden just knows how to play that small ball. and he could play that against the Browns. I don't
And
think
he
he's
could
going to
just
be
play
able to do
better.
that.
You know,
I
he
don't
just
think
plays it better.
You said what?
I feel like he just could just play that small ball game better.
Exactly. And I think that's why we're going to be able to beat the Browns and why we wouldn't be able to beat the Chiefs the previous week, because the Chiefs aren't going to really do that small ball stuff. You know what I mean?
You could cuss, bro. Nobody cares.
Yeah, you can cuss on here, man. But I feel like we beat the Cleveland Browns as well. This is going to be, I wouldn't say a revenge game for Carl Joseph because he was only there for a year, but he does know, the defense from being there last year. And yeah, I think we go ahead and beat the Cleveland Browns here. I think we ground and pound. Now we actually could ground and pound with, Josh and Drake, and that's going to be a factor, just like with Chubb and Hunt. So now we have one of the best duos at running back for both teams, and I think we'll win that matchup.
Okay. So real, we're at literally the final stretch. 3 games left. Everybody in the comments, man, I have us at 10-4. I think Rate the Tape got us at what, 9-5?
9-5. Yep.
Spotlight, what do you have us at heading into the last 3 games? I have us at 10-4. Rate the Tape got us at 9-5. What do you got us at, Spotlight?
I got us at 10-4.
10-4. Chat game. Let's see what you got us at. I don't want to see no 17-0s. I want to see some realistic actual answers, man. I got us at 10-4. I think that with this schedule, this is very, 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 very possible, right? I mean, it heats up, right? Heading into week 16, usually we would only have 1 or 2 games left. But we still got 3 more to go. We still got 3 more to go. Now, thankfully, we just had a horrible weather game at Cleveland, and thankfully we don't have to go to another horrible weather game. We get to go back. We get to have the comfort of our stadium yet again, and we get to host the Denver Donkeys in Vegas, right? I mean, this is a very, 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 very good matchup right here, and we saw it last year, right? It came down to Derek Carr threading the needle on a 2-point conversion for us to win the game. Now, I don't think that it'll be that close. I don't think that it'll be this close again this year, because our defense, it's actually going to be able to give Derek Carr the ball more. I mean, I see the Broncos struggling to stay in the game with us, right? Usually we want to stay in the game with teams because we know how our defense can be. But I see us going out and picking the Broncos number, and we sweep the Broncos. I think that we go and we are real close. We get that 11-win mark with 2 games to go, and I see us being at 11-4.
Same here. I think we sweep the Donkeys. Me personally, I think we always sweep the Donkeys. I always got us sweeping the Donkeys. That's just always my prediction every year. I just don't see the matchup. I think they can't compete. I feel like right now, even with their roster that they have, I feel like they just can't compete with our offense or our defense at this moment. Even though, the Donkeys like to be spoilers at sometimes too, but I still feel like we sweep them. Yeah, so we take this win with the Broncos.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
And real quick, shout out to everybody. I guess shout out to Gravity. He just finished his live up that he had with another good content creator that we have in the nation with Wi-Fi Willie. I guess he just finished up his live. I thank you for everybody who's tuning in over here. We got over 100 people in. We only had about 70 without y'all, man. So shout out to everybody who just pulled up. I believe the graphic just now pulled into the live. I know that Spotlight, I think you said you had to leave in a bit.
Yeah, I was just going to finish out the regular season, and then I was going to head out.
Oh yeah, no problem. We'll finish that up then. But so I have us at 11-4. I believe I cut Rate the Tape off a little bit earlier. Let's what your thoughts were.
What was we was on the Broncos? Yeah, so I think we take that dub right there, and we're gonna finally get 10. And what I'm saying, I think we're gonna finally get that 10th win right here. I'll be 10-5 right now.
10-5, that's good. Now, I think my boy might still be getting his camera situated, but I'm gonna pull him on prematurely. Shout out to my boy Graf for pulling up to the live, man. He told me he was gonna pull up, and he did. And shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We are over 100 people deep. There he goes. There he goes. What is good, my boy?
Talk that shit. What's good with you, my brother?
Nothing much. Nothing much. You know, we just
What
had a
up?
flood of your peoples come in and tune in from your live that you just wrapped up.
Nah. Hey, I felt bad, man. Me and you talked earlier, right? I didn't know you had the live at the same time, so I shut my shit down early and told everybody the after party right here. So we
That's
here,
what's
man.
up, man.
We here, man. Ready to take, man. Spotlight. What's up,
What's
my
up,
brother?
my
with it?
guy?
What's
You
good with
see
it?
it? You see it all day,
Yes,
man.
sir.
You see it? What's goody?
What's good with you, man?
So look, let me just bring you up to speed real quick, Graf. Raid the Tape
Yes,
got
sir.
us at 10-5. Me and Spotlight got us at 11-4, just beating the Broncos in week 16, and we have 2 games left. Probably 2 very, very tough games left in this season. We now have the Colts at their stadium in Indianapolis, and I'm at 11-4. So is Spotlight, and Raid the Tape got us at 10-5. What did you have us in this position of the season heading into week 17 against the Colts?
At that point, I had us. Okay, hold on. Ready to tell you had us what at what 10
10 and 5, man. I think we took I got us taking two losses to the Chiefs, a loss to the Redskins, a loss to who was it? The Ravens week 1, and then another loss to who was that?
To the Chiefs twice.
Yeah, to the Chiefs twice. Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I had us losing to the Chiefs twice. I had us losing to the Broncos once. Shit, man.
Redskins, Cowboys.
We beat the Cowboys. I think we lost to the Red. I think we had us losing to the Redskins. That defense is real, and they have a lot of offensive weapons as well.
So you had us at 11-4 as well.
Well, look, I'm so late to the party. I'm gonna be real with you. 11-6 is what I have.
Okay.
11-6.
Okay. Now
that's what I said.
Going into Indianapolis to face the Colts, right? We just saw Jonathan Taylor go on a tear last year. That man was, bro, when he got his job as the starting man, he didn't step off the gas, man. He did not. Now, I think that right here is where we take our 5th loss, right? I mean, last year we saw Phillip Rivers beat us, bro, and that was tough because we thought we were we thought that we couldn't lose to Phillip Rivers after sweeping them. I mean, bro, I think that we go, and I know it's a new quarterback, Carson Wentz, but he's familiar with that system, right? They brought back T.Y. Hilton, bro. I mean, they're sitting pretty, and that defense is nothing to play with. I mean, you look at the top. We're facing some top defenses in this last 6 games, bro. We got the Broncos.
We're beating the Colts, bro. We're beating the Colts, bro.
Okay.
We're beating the Colts, bro.
That's tough. That is
on the road. We're beating the
Colts. Okay. I like that, man. Because I got us taking a loss here, 10 a.m. to the Colts. I got us taking a loss to the Colts here, and that puts us at 11-5. Now, Spotlight, what do you have here?
I think this is a revenge game for the Raiders. I think we're going to come and take this and get this win here. I just feel like even though they did upgrade to a younger quarterback in Carson Wentz, but we got to see where's Carson Wentz at mentally. Why, because he's had that whole debacle in Philadelphia. Yes, he does have a good offense and a good defense with the Indianapolis Colts, but I think we upgraded just as much as they did. So yes, I think we definitely take the win here.
Okay,
I think we take that L, man. Honestly, like I feel like Carson Wentz is going to actually do better with the Colts. So I gotta take an L flying over there 10 a.m. Gotta go over there. I think we take this L.
My question is, do he still got love for the game, y'all? Y'all gotta figure it out. Wentz got it. Do he still got love to play quarterback? Even though he got Frank Wright and all this is going to be one of those games for the Indianapolis Colts against us. It's going to be a trap game for them. They're going to come off a big win from their week before and think they could come in. Oh, they're going to beat the Raiders again for the 2nd year in a row. No, absolutely not.
Now this is tough though.
Let me hold on. Let me say something. First of all, their offensive line is great, right? We know that. Mm-hmm. We finally have a defensive line. We finally have a secondary. I'm not afraid of their wide receivers. I know Pittman. I know they brought their OG back. I'm not afraid of these guys. They have a top 5 running back. They have a top 5 running system, but most of them are injured, like all the goddamn time. I just don't really see. I don't see Wentz doing anything against what we got going on at this time. At this time at the end of the season, our defense has an identity. We're gonna know what the hell to do against this team, and I just feel we beat the Colts.
Yeah,
I like that because look, I know you just said that you had your overall record at 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Spotlight has an overall record of 12-4.
I like that.
That's tough. That is a good one. Rate the Tape, I believe, has us at 10-6 right now. 10-6 going into the last game of the season. I have us at what do I have us? I have us at 10-5. At 10 or
11-5.
11-5.
11-5, yeah.
I have us at 11-5, closing out the season, closing out the long season, and now we have to face the Chargers, right? But you know, the Chargers, these are 2 home games for us, right? Now, this one is an official home game because this one is going to be in Vegas. Now, with us being at this point for Rate the Tape, I said this. I believe that you need that 11 wins to get into the playoffs. So this one is a make or break season for you right here, Rate the Tape. What do you got us? What do you got us finishing out the season, man?
I got us closing out with the win right here and getting us to a wild card spot.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. It's going to be a tough game. I think the Chargers are going to know that we're going to need to make the playoffs, and they're going to play real hard. But I think we come away with the win, and we go 11-6, get into that wild card spot, and see what we can do in the playoffs.
I like that. Spotlight, what do you have us? Because you got us at 12-4. Do you think that we pick up our 5th loss, or do you think that we pick up our 13th win?
We will pick up our 13th win here against the Chargers.
Okay.
Against the Chargers. Even though we get the loss earlier in the year.
Hold on. Spotlight. Who do we lose to in your book? Like who do we lose to?
Who do we lose to? I said Washington football team. I said
Chargers.
We said the Chargers.
Right.
I said the Chiefs. I said the Giants.
Yep.
Just because of that, we have a curse in MetLife Stadium. It's just something about MetLife Stadium just does not work with us.
So you got 4.
And the 5th one was
no. He said 13-4, right?
Yeah, that's 13.
Yeah, that was 4 losses.
Yeah.
Washington,
So there's Spotlight,
Chiefs,
bro, without giving up too much, because he said he's doing a video on
I just feel like even though that our schedule is tough with some good defense, I just feel like this is the year that we finally get it right on both sides of the ball. We be a more balanced football team.
I like that, bro. If that happens, let's do it. But 13-4, that is a big number. We're talking about you could push to maybe win the division if the Chiefs, you know, slip up a couple times. I like that. But
I like, and you know you my brother, right?
Right.
You know I love you, right?
Right.
Y'all got some fire ass weed in Philly, bro.
I don't know if that's weed.
But I'm being realistic. I'm being realistic here, man. Listen, only if I wanted to bring it to 5, if I wanted to bring it to 5 losses, if I want to go back, the only game that I'll be concerned about making into a 5th game is the Cleveland Brown game. That's the only one that I'll probably say I'll make that our 5th loss. But I feel like we have the tandem just like they do. We have the front 7 just like they do. And I feel like Derek Carr can definitely get the job done in Cleveland like he did last year. There's no difference from what they did last year to this year. That's why I got the Raiders winning on the road.
Okay, now to close.
It's any given Sunday though, man. And honestly,
it is.
This year is a very different year because we don't know what our offensive line is. Like, I don't care. You could be the biggest Raider fan you want to be. You could be as optimistic you want to be. You have no clue what this offensive line will be. You have no clue what this defensive line will be. Even though I still have us having double-digit wins, it's like you still got to think about that. And there's proven defenses out there going up against unproven offensive linemen on our team. So it's like you can't be saying 13 wins.
Our whole defense is unproven as a unit. As a unit, our whole defense is unproven. Now, my final game, I think that we take this one from the Chargers. I think that we finish out this season 12-5. You know, I think that this will be a good win.
My bad, brother. Hold on real fast. Hey, come on, nation. We almost 200 deep, man. Only 81 thumbs up. Wipe them feet, man. Wipe them feet, man.
Talk that shit.
Wipe them feet, man. Wipe them feet. Come on, man. Show little bro some love, bruh. That's what we do over here, man. Wipe them shits. But go ahead, brother. I hear you.
No, yeah. Like I said, man, I think that we finish out our season. I've been preaching this, man. 12-5 is my number, right? I think that 13, you maybe we get a couple calls having to go our way to get 13 wins, because we have to remember that, bro. We're throwing on that silver and black as well, man. That's a target. I think that 13 wins, bro. It's a possibility, right? I mean, it could happen, but I really think that my number right now this season is 12-5. I like 12-5. I mean, you look at the teams that we won against; these are all games that we should win. And we saw last year we lost the games that we should have won. I mean, I feel like this year you have a better defensive talent in your group, but I think that 12-5 or 11-6 is where we'll finish out this year.
I got us like 10, 11 wins.
I'm not mad at that.
11 wins.
I have 11.
I have us at 12. I think
realistically, I have 11-6, but like I realistically think we'll be 10-7. Like I gave us one extra game. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
like I'm gonna be honest, and that was just my Raider dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like nah, fuck that. We get 11. We going into the wild card.
I think we go to the wild card with 10-7. That's what I've been saying before the schedule and everything came out. You know what I mean? I got us going 10-7, getting a wild card spot. I really do.
Yeah, that's realistic. I mean, but this is why we do predictions. This is why we do them. So if I really want to come down, like even though Raiders Table was on my last show, and I said if you really want to do the humble pie of this, would be 10-7 or 11-6. I said that on my show. But if I want to think like, okay, just looking at the schedule for the first time ever, I'm like, okay, we can win most of these games. I say 13-4. But realistically, with some humble pie, 10-7 or 11-6 or possibly 12-5.
And then real quick, because I think I've had this super chat up here for a minute. Payson said, I just asked Doc the same question. What's each of yours confidence in Andre James and Alex Leatherwood? Let's hand this one to Mr. Film Breakdown himself.
I'm not too confident, man. I'm not too confident myself. You know what I mean? I need to see it proven on the field as NFL athletes. Like that's it. That's all it comes down to for me. Like Leatherwood, he's moving from left to right. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I'm saying I've never seen him play in the NFL.
Yeah,
and if you want to go based off the history of our first round picks, there's no way you could even convince me right now that he's going to play what on average of a right tackle or worse. Based on all of our first round draft picks since Gruden got here, that you can't really convince me otherwise. And I'm not saying he's going to play bad, but what's the best he's going to do, especially going against all these defensive ends we have this season with all this? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do y'all got? I don't want to end on a bad note. Like, it seems like I'm like talking down on it, but I'm saying like I'm realistic. You know what I mean? There's one dude, his name is Angry Raider, and I'm like, I could relate with that damn username because, dude, I'm waiting for us to do something. We need to get to the damn playoffs. You know what I mean? Right. And it's like it's time.
Yeah.
So let me answer this question, and then I'm gonna head out because the wifey's getting tired and everything. So I'm gonna answer this question. I'm not too confident in Alex Leatherwood, but I got a little bit of confidence in Andre James just because he learned being a backup from Rodney Hudson. So if he brings in that leadership on the offensive line at the center position, if he can bring what Rodney Hudson taught him being here, then I think Andre James will fit in, even though he still have a veteran in Nick Martin that can teach him as well if he does become the starter. But when it comes to Alex Leatherwood moving from left to right, he's just an unproven player right now. So we have to see him in preseason games or see him down the line. Okay, is he improving or he's just staying stagnant? So for me, I'm not really too confident about Alex Leatherwood, but I got some confidence in James.
I agree with that 100%, right? You had one of the best mentors in Rodney Hudson, and that helps a lot. And like you also said, you have another good mentor with Nick Martin, a guy who's at least proven something in this league, right? That he's a serviceable center. So he has that support. Alex Leatherwood, he's making a big change, bro. Like, he's making a big change, right? He played right guard, and he played left tackle. He never played right tackle, right? And I get it. It's maybe the right tackle gets a little bit less of the talent in this NFL nowadays, but I think that Alex Leatherwood, he's in a good position at the end of the day, right? You have a good although Alex Leatherwood isn't proven, but you have a very, very proven offensive lineman coach, and that's what helps ease it a little bit. But as of right now, we have a lot of question marks everywhere. It comes down to your whole defense right now is a question mark. Your whole offensive line as a unit, it's a question mark because we haven't played together as a unit. With that $45-50 million offensive line, they never played together, right? So it's tough. It is tough overall, man. But I
just want to say, because I gotta head out. So
all right.
Thank y'all for having me on. Brother, I was supposed to do a live show with you earlier today, Docs, but it was a hectic day for me. I was out running around, new apartments, stuff like that. So you know how it is. But thank you, Andy, for having me on.
Brother,
Ready to tape.
All you gotta do is call me.
All right, I'll hit your phone up tomorrow if I decide to go live or not. I'm not too sure yet. But thank y'all for having me on. I'll holler at y'all and I'll hit y'all up later.
Oh yeah, no problem.
See you,
my brother.
And then yeah, I mean there was the answer for that. And then shout out to Vital with another $4.99. He says, why are we putting so much respect on Washington? There's a reason Fitzpatrick doesn't ever start a whole season. Now that's a good valid point right there. And we could talk about that, right? But the reason why we have to put a lot of respect on Washington is they just took a guy who was in the middle of some college classes to almost beating Tom Brady. And that same roster that Tom Brady played with, he won the Super Bowl with, right? And they almost won that game with a guy named Tyler Heineke. Like, bro, like now they have at least somebody who's been in the NFL, who's he's seen NFL defenses. Tyler Heineke has not seen NFL defense as much as Fitzpatrick has. Why do you think that they put in crunch time Fitzpatrick in instead of Tua? Tua is still learning the game of NFL football. This man has been in the NFL for years. Now, you give Ryan Fitzpatrick that same game last year that they played against the Bucs in the playoffs. I'm not saying that they would have won, but I'm saying that it probably they would have had a much better chance. And I'm saying that in the end of the season, if we have to play the Washington football team, I'm not taking them as no slouches whatsoever.
Oh, at all. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that,
bro? Go ahead. Ray.
I mean, it's not really when it comes to Washington, it's not about the quarterback so much. I mean, if it were, then we're definitely losing because if they get a quarterback, if they get a legitimate quarterback with the Redskins, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be pretty ugly, and that's the reason I think we still are going to lose, but I think it's not going to be like bad. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think it's going to be like a wipeout. It's just going to be one of those games, man. It's just one of those games. They match up, and like I said, they match up well against us, in my opinion.
Yep,
they do.
Yeah, I had that as one of our losses. I had us. Well, my 5 losses, I believe, was the Chiefs, the Washington football team. I had us losing in that first matchup against the Chargers. I had us taking a wild loss to a team we shouldn't beat because it happens every year with the Bengals. And then I had us losing to the Colts. Those were my 5 losses, right?
No. You had us losing to the Bengals?
Yeah, it's every year. every year.
Whoa,
every year.
You said what?
This motherfucker, bro.
Every year. And then now that Docs is not on the screen, I'm going to read his super chat. My boy says, I'm proud of you, bro. And, hey, I appreciate that, my man. That a lot of this stuff, you already know you helped me with a lot of this shit.
I'll do that.
But bro, it is what it is at the end of the day. He don't want to take no credit. He feels like this is what he got to do, and we appreciate that, bro. But I appreciate that $10 right there, man.
Right.
But we got another super chat, man.
My brother Dustin, let's go.
Dustin, this man Dustin, he's always showing support to this channel, man, all the time. I think he probably showing support to every single channel there is out there, right? And we just hit that 200 viewer mark. So shout out to everybody that was just in here, man. But let me get into the super chat. He says, keep up the great work, bro. You're always putting out great content, and we're not losing to the Chiefs twice. Mark that, Raider Nation for life, baby. Hey, that's a statement for y'all, because y'all had us losing to the Chiefs twice.
Just to that point, I think it's gonna be one of those games to where we either split with the Chiefs, but we're gonna lose to the Browns or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't see us just beating the Ravens, beating the Browns, beating the Chiefs. It's gonna be one of those things to where we either get swept by the Chiefs, but we end up beating another good team, or we just split with the Chiefs and we're gonna end up falling like to the Browns or something like that.
Because you had us losing to the Ravens.
Both those we lost to the we lose to the Ravens week 1. Yep.
Hey, both those games last year, right? We played against KC. We had Mahomes running for his life. We had Arden Key, I believe, spying on him. We had some things going on, right? These guys have an actual offensive line now. Like you know what I mean? Like they like one of, to me, on paper, it's a top 5 offensive line. They built up their defense a little bit more. Look, man, this is not the same Chiefs team. They're coming off an L in the Super Bowl where they got their asses whooped. Andy Reid's gonna be ready both weeks because he cannot play with us. Look, bro, I think we can beat the Chiefs twice, but I think they beat us twice. It's just real shit. You know what I mean? They're the better team right now. It's just real shit.
Yeah, on paper, their offense matches up with every single defense in this league, man. I mean, that's what it is.
Facts. Real talk.
And then shout out to Carlos. He says, we're not losing to the Ravens when Lamar is in Yannick's hands. Hey, I hope that Yannick is all over this, man.
With that comment right there, how many sacks do y'all think Yannick gets? Because I feel like there's a lot of numbers being thrown out there, and I'm like, what's the most sacks he's had in the season? 10?
12.
12? 12? Okay.
And I'm going to give him Graf knows this number by heart out of all the times that I've said this on his channel. I think that with the extended season, I think that he beats his career high by 1 sack, and I think he gets 13 sacks with the Raiders this year, because I really think that he'll have that. I mean, he was 12 sacks in his second year in the NFL. Just imagine now when teams have to account for our pass rush specialists like Max Crosby, who's proven, right, 17 sacks in his first 2 seasons. Then you have some good actual defensive tackles that'll be able to push the pocket now, right? I mean, I got him at just above his career high in 12. I got him at 13.
I got 11.
You think when he got them 12 sacks, though, do you think our defense is as good as that Jags defense was that he was on when he got 12 sacks? You know what I mean?
What I will say is
next to him on the D line.
What I will say is that our defense isn't the same as his, but I will say that we have that same talent, if not more. We don't have that same proven talent that he had, but I feel like we have the same talent, if not more. You know what I'm saying? I think that we just now need to put the pieces together, right? I think
you'll get 8 to 10. I think you'll get about 8 to 10 because you got to think like on the whole season, how many sacks would we have?
I actually get us getting close to 40. 40? Because I feel like we'll actually be able to push the pocket with a good defensive coordinator that knows what he's doing. You know, I believe it was some reports that said that Gunther and Marinelli clashed. They didn't get along together. They didn't really like to pick each other's brains, right? Gus Bradley said that one of the closest things that for him signing was because of Rod Marinelli. You know, Rod Marinelli is respected, right? I don't think we get 40 exactly. I think that we probably get maybe 35, 36, because I feel like we have that talent on that defensive line now, right? But I think that we'll have a good season this year, man, when it comes to that defensive line, man. And then shout out to Davey R. Beats with the $7 super chat. He says, this schedule isn't as bad as last year's. In my opinions, the teams we're playing are beatable. Every single I think it's tougher because it went tough in the beginning. Middle was, it was good to us. And then at the end, when we really need wins the most, it got tough. It got tough.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to think. Last year, who did we play that was like the toughest teams, you would say?
Buffalo,
Tampa, Saints.
Tampa.
Yeah, Buffalo, Tampa, Saints. Like you said, we had to play the Chiefs twice.
Cleveland.
Cleveland was a good team.
Yeah.
Shit.
There's a few teams, man. I mean, look, we beat a few teams that we supposedly wasn't supposed to beat. I mean,
we beat the Saints, Browns, and Chiefs. Those are 3 playoff teams that we had beat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last year.
We had a rough schedule though. You know
we were close with the Bills.
I think this year's a little bit tougher, honestly.
Yeah, I think this year's is tougher.
And
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if
because of the AFC North, man, that shit. Oof.
I actually wouldn't mind, like, we all kind of want the sack numbers because they haven't been there, but bro, neither have the interception numbers. I would much rather if we had a lot of pressures and then we had more picks, right? Because picks can immediately turn into touchdowns if in this system, specifically when you have athletic freaks guarding your flats. If you get a pick in that flat, you are very, very close to taking that one to the house, man. And that's what I like about this defense is that it's very, very, very well played for your guys to make plays and just overall dominate on that defensive side of the ball, man. I like this defense a lot.
Hey, my brothers. Hey, I just wanted to come in real quick. I promise y'all. Just tell both of y'all, man, I'm proud of you guys. Keep grinding. Man, bro, in a minute, we all about to be on top of the world with this shit, man. Keep going hard for the nation, bro. Both you guys are 2 of the most knowledgeable people I know in the nation. Keep rocking, my brothers. I just wanted to pop in and just show my face and I literally stopped my live for this shit because I knew this was going to be one of the ones. You know what I'm saying? So, I got family about to come in right now. She just about to pull up. I love y'all guys, man. Hey, ready to tape. I got to get you on soon. Andy, bro, home team. You already know what it is, brother. Kill this shit, man. Keep doing what y'all do, man. You already know.
Yeah.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Stay up, man. Be cool. Enjoy your time with your family.
All love, y'all.
Yo, and then it was 2. And then it was 2 of us. I don't know how much time you got, but we could just answer some more questions real quick.
We got about 10, 15 more minutes.
That's perfect. Shout out to Simone Raider. He says, at the end of the day, it's any given Sunday. Plus, we got the NFC least this year, man. And that is the good thing, I mean, we always talk about proven and unproven. That whole division is unproven. But besides the Washington football team, right? They have a proven defense. But that whole division coming into this year, it's unproven, right? Yep. And that's the good thing, right? You could say that you can have that division and have 4 wins, but I mean, it's tough. It is real, real tough. I mean, I'm just excited that we get to see our team playing national television with fans on Thanksgiving, whether I'm in that stadium or not, man. It's gonna be fun. It is going to.
So with the predictions, though. Are you saying so? Okay, yeah. You said we have to have 11 wins to make the playoffs, right?
I think so.
Okay. So, man, see, I honestly don't think that. I think we will only need like maybe 9.
9 wins to get in?
Yeah. I think we'll have, I think 9, 10. I think 9 or 10.
Even with the extra game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be – I think a lot of teams are going to be splitting games, honestly, man.
Wow.
Like the Chargers, yeah, man, I think so. I think it's going to be splitting a lot of games because when a division is good, when a lot of divisions are good, like, for instance, the NFC East, those dudes are good, and they've been making the playoffs with like 9, 8 wins.
Yeah, but we're not in the NFC. I'm saying in our division.
Yeah, for sure.
In our division, especially our division alone, because you look at rosters, every single person in this division can make the playoffs, bro. Like, they just needed something to clip for them to make the playoffs. And I think that 11 secures it. I don't want it to be going to mathematics like it was 2 years ago when we were like 3 teams away that we needed to lose, and then we needed to beat the Broncos, right? I don't want it to be coming down to that. I feel like 11 wins secures it. I feel like you're right. 10 can probably get you win, though.
Well, the reason I say that also is because I think just across the board, the whole AFC is competitive because when you look at the AFC North, you got the Browns, the Ravens, and Pittsburgh, and it's like if they're all like splitting games with each other, it's going to make their record lower. Same thing with us in our division. You got the Chargers, Chiefs, and then ourselves, and then you go over to the AFC East, and you got the Bills, the Patriots, and the Dolphins.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like if everybody's splitting games, I feel like that makes everybody's win less. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what
I think that's what's going to happen this year. I think this year is going to be different.
That's what's tough about it because there's only 7 spots, right? And like you said, there's the Chiefs, There's the Patriots. There's the Bills. There's the Dolphins. There's us. There's only 7 spots to make that playoff spot. I mean, it'll be tough. I do think that 10-7 in certain circumstances could get you in, because isn't the Titans? They're still AFC. I mean, reaching the end of their line, they could either be up here or down here. I mean, there's some teams that made some runs, right? I mean, the Browns also, like, it'll be tough to get a spot. I'd rather get in comfortably at 11, 12.
And that's the thing. I don't think we get in comfortably.
Yeah.
I think we're scratching and fighting. I think that last game against the Chargers will be like, because last year it was what, week 14, 15 when we were like fighting, like, okay, this has to happen for us.
Yeah, there's still a chance.
This and this. I think it's just we get to the point, it's the last game, it's the Chargers game, and we have to play them. If we win, we go to the playoffs. If we lose, then you know what I mean?
That'll be suck, man. And then shout out to Mikey with the 699. He says, rate the tape. These defensive tackles are all gap shooters. Rod Marinelli likes his line to penetrate by shooting gaps. Middle pressure will be there. What do you think about that? Because I feel like our defensive tackle room could get pressure in the middle, right? One of my favorite guys, I think he'll make the 53, or if it's 55, man, is an underrated guy in Darius Stills, right? I think that he's one of my favorite guys that we picked up. But like we said, our whole defensive line, our whole defensive group is unproven. Like, we have to put it together before we could really give credit, right? David Irving had himself a good career when he was with the Cowboys. If we can get there, good.
So I wonder what context is he saying this? Because he said, like, specifically rated tape, these D tackles. So is it like, did I say something bad about the D tackles?
Yeah, maybe
is that what he's saying?
Something bad.
You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm not sure. I want to see what they could actually do. They're all on 1-year contracts. We don't know exactly what. Think about it. You could say that. You could say the same exact thing he said right now and use it in last year's context.
Yeah, you can.
Malik Collins didn't do a damn thing.
He didn't.
Carl Nassib didn't do a damn thing. Also, I know Carl Nassib isn't D tackle, but I'm just saying those defensive linemen we brought in, we had Ron Marinelli. We let go of Coach Buck, and our defensive line got worse.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's kind of like, so I'm not gonna really buy what they're selling right now until I really see it. But I agree, dude. We got D tackles that can shoot the gap, but I think we need to get somebody that could play Hankins' spot, like, legitimately, because I feel like Hankins is the only one that could really play that 0 or the nose tackle, you know what I mean, or the whatever, the one. I think he's the only one that could play that. There's nobody else on our defensive tackle room could really replace that. We have Quinn Jefferson, but I still don't think he could replace what Hankins could do. Exactly. You got Thomas. You got
Quinn Jefferson made his money. Yeah. Quinn Jefferson made his money with the Seahawks as a 3 technique. Then he went to the Bills, and they put him out of position and said, you kind of have the size. We're going to play you at that 1 technique, because that's where they wanted him, because Ed Oliver is a 3 technique pass rushing defensive tackle. So they brought in Quinton Jefferson to the Bills, and he ended up – damn. Hold on.
Came in tripping. I don't like what you had to say or something.
Hold on. No, yeah, that was weird. But they were playing them at the 3 tech. Playing them at like that note, but he wasn't supposed to be playing there. And I feel like that's what happened with a lot of the D tackles we got. Solomon Thomas, he was playing out of position. He shouldn't be at DN. Yeah, Solomon Thomas should strictly be inside. You know what I mean? Same. Quentin Jefferson, like you said, he was somewhat playing out of position. Yeah. And then that brings me to the point. I've asked this question a dozen of times with Cleveland Farrell. We move him inside. You think with the fact that we got so many defensive tackles now, will we even see him inside? And it just makes me wonder, because people will say, oh, yeah, push Cleveland Farrell to the inside. It's like, we got so many defensive tackles. Why did we get all of these defensive tackles, but we're going to put Farrell to the inside? And I'm not saying that in terms of I don't want to see him playing at D tackle, because I think he's good across the whole line. I think he's a 3-down defensive lineman, and I think this year is going to be like his, his year. You know what I mean? So I'm just curious. What do you think about that? Do you think Cleveland Farrell will get pushed to the inside, or do you think they're just leaving that defensive end for the rest for now on? I feel like he'll still have that that
Versatility.
flexibility,
Yeah.
that versatility exactly to play inside and out. The only time that I will actually see him playing inside, it won't be on first and second downs. It'll be on third down when we know that they're throwing that ball, if we were to play him there, right? But like you said, does he really fit? If we brought in David Irving, we brought him back. We brought in Solomon Thomas. We still have Quentin Jefferson, who is a 3 technique. You just signed one of the best UDFAs as a 3 technique in Darius Skills. You have Kendall Vickers, who showed a lot of promise last year. You have Darius Philon, a Gus Bradley.
I'm telling you, dude.
Those are all 3 techniques. We have one guy who is a true nose tackle, a nose guard, and that's Jonathan Hankins.
Yep.
Yes, if you're talking about pass rushing situations, of course, David Irving has that versatility. He can play everywhere. If you wanted to play a guy as nose technique on a pass rushing situation, go ahead. Throw David Irving there or throw Quentin Jefferson there if you had to. But if we're talking about a true nose guard to stuff that run, we only have one of them. That's it. That is it. That's why a lot of us maybe wanted what's his name, Linval Joseph last year. We also kind of wanted a guy this year. What was his name?
Leonard, not Leonard. I know who you're talking about. Dalvin Tomlinson. Yep. He was from the Giants too. That's what I said.
Dalvin Tomlinson. He was a guy that a lot of us wanted. We have a ton of 3 techniques, right? And that's one of the most underrated things about football, right? Yes, you look at defensive linemen and you think anybody can play on that defensive line. It's really, really tough. It is really tough. Like, there is guys who only work in certain schemes, right?
Yep.
I mean, you saw Yannick Ngakoue do pretty good in that weird system over there with the Minnesota Vikings, because with the Minnesota Vikings, he was still just that normal 4-3 edge rusher. Then he moved into a different scheme with the Ravens, and they were just happy after trading for him with just letting him test free agency, right?
Yep.
Because he wasn't a scheme fit, right? I mean, there's a lot of 3 techniques in our group right now, and if you try to add Clelin Ferrell to that, it would be tough, man. It would be really tough. I mean, Clelin Ferrell, he needs to prove his dominance this year. Like, he has to. I mean, this year
that kind of makes me wonder, like, man, with these, we bring in Kuntz, we bring in Yannick. We know Max is playing on the edge. He's not going to play inside. So where is Ferrell really going to get that time to get to the quarterback? You see what I'm saying?
Clelin Ferrell, like, if we do see ourselves in that bear front a lot this year, Clelin Ferrell can make his money at that 5 or 3 technique, right? He can do wonders there. But if we're talking about first and second downs, Clelin Ferrell, in my opinion, is going to start first and second down at defensive end, right? Because, in my opinion, Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue would be a liability to our run defense, first and second downs, right? You need to have Clelin Ferrell out there just for that security, right? Just for that security. Clelin Ferrell can most definitely play defensive tackle, but in the times that I see us, if we were to rush with 5 people, I can see Clelin Ferrell moving in a defensive tackle, and maybe you see David Irving playing that 1 technique, and then you have, Crosby, Kuntz, and Yannick all rushing the pass rusher on the outside. If you were doing 5 down rushes, but in that classic, just 4 rushers, I really see our starting defensive line on run fits. I really just see it being Yannick, Clelin Ferrell, Hankins, and maybe David Irving, right?
That's what I got my that's what I got my defensive line starting is right there.
Yeah,
that's the same thing I have. Before I had Max Crosby, but y'all talked some sense into me, and having Clelin Ferrell is just the better thing to do, especially on first and second down. It's just a smarter thing to do. But it was just hard for me because I really want to keep Clelin Ferrell on the field and Max on the field at the same time. You know what I mean? But it's like we got Yannick, so someone's got to get bumped to the side.
Yeah, that's what sucks, man. And this is the thing, though. We've never had a good problem like this where we have too much depth. Now we have a good problem, So now there's real competition in this room for someone to step up. Someone has to step up. We have probably, 13 or 14 defensive linemen on this roster at the moment. We're going to get some dominant. We're gonna get some dominant production, in my opinion, this year, right? I mean, Cleveland Ferrell, we've seen him do it in strides, and then either he got sick or he got hurt, where we saw him coming into his own as a pass rusher, right? Cleveland Ferrell is a guy who gets in, he gets better week by week by week, right? He needs his reps for him to get better. And sometimes those players are some of the most dominant players at the end of the season because those guys are just on a tear.
Yep.
But what sucks is that, you know, we saw Cleveland Ferrell getting to a good range, and then, you know, Bears game comes around 2 weeks ago, he gets sick. Last year, he comes into his own having a pretty dominant game against the Jets where you really saw that 4th overall pick come out of him, 2 strip sacks, 2 forced fumbles, that kind of stuff. And then he gets hurt. His shoulder gets hurt. It's tough for him, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Gruden preaches it all the time. And I think that that's one of the reasons why we have a lot of safeties on this roster right now is because, you know, we know that Abram can be this great player, but what if he's hurt again? Or what if he can't do it again, right? Then you have guys like Gillespie, who in my opinion is a very good player. I like Gillespie a lot. And if you really had to, if it came down to worst case scenario, you already know that Divine Diablo is proven at strong safety. So we brought in a lot of guys to compete, and I like that a lot.
You know, with Tyree Gillespie, I got a video. I'm doing a video on him soon. But with Tyree Gillespie, do you think he's a free safety or a strong safety? Because that's the point. That's the point of my whole video. It's do people think he's a free safety or strong safety? Because some people say strong safety. Some people say he's gonna be the backup to Moehrig. And after watching the film, I don't know. I'm not gonna say what I think right now.
Don't give it up.
But go ahead.
But my thing on Tyree Gillespie is that I feel like he'll actually be what we saw Desmond King be for Gus Bradley. Desmond King played free safety, slot corner. He even played strong safety a couple times. He even played outside corner, right? Gillespie, he has the build of a free safety, but he can hit and he can run with the guys in the slot. I really feel like you can see Gillespie do a lot of what we might see Moehrig do. You know, Moehrig might move all around, but yeah, Moehrig is going to play that deep high mainly. But I can see Moehrig moving all around that secondary, right? But I really can see Tyree Gillespie shadowing all of the backups for Trayvon Moehrig. So each time that Trayvon Moehrig has to go to free safety, I can see Tyree Gillespie being right there, being his backup. Each time that Moehrig goes into the slot, has to play the slot, I can see Gillespie going into the slot because I really feel like in this Gus Bradley system, you have hybrid players that are key to this defense, right? I mean, even our new guy in Casey Hayward, he played free safety in this system before. I mean, Desmond King. What, he just got $3.75 million to go to a team. And I mean, that man literally played outside corner, slot, free safety, and strong safety as well. I can see Tyree Gillespie having some sort of role like that just because I don't see Carl Joseph being able to do that. And versatility is going to win him the job over, you know, Carl Joseph, in my opinion. I think that he'll win that job in terms of rotational piece over Carl Joseph.
Okay. Now I see a lot of people in the comments are like, "Oh, he's going to be hybrid. He's going to be hybrid." Don't say hybrid. Either it's free safety or strong safety, and that's what I'm asking because you can't just say hybrid and then throw him at free safety, and then when he gets burned at free safety, you talk trash.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're going to sit here and say he's hybrid, what does hybrid actually mean? Does that mean he's going to play linebacker? He's going to play in the side? Or he's going to play all that?
I had to give it though.
Because if you go. I'm not going to say anything right now, but I'm telling you, if you put him at free safety, he gets burnt, or if you put him at strong safety and he's missing tackles, then it's going to come downhill like, oh, he's trash. Why this, and this? Well, everybody's saying he's hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so what exactly is he going to do? Because with Diablo, everybody says Diablo's hybrid. It's like, we know he's going to be a linebacker.
Yeah, we know he's a linebacker.
We know that at this point. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying about Tyree Gillespie.
Yeah, with Divine Diablo, they said it day one, probably the first hour after they drafted him, weak side linebacker. If I had to put Tyree as a rotation for either Abram or Moehrig, I would say it would be Moehrig because I would have Tyree Gillespie as a free safety before I'm putting him in the box. Just because if I had to do that, I would actually rather put Carl Joseph in the box before Tyree Gillespie, because the box, it's important, man, especially to this defense. This front seven, that's really a front eight, because you have your strong safety in the box. I would rather Carl Joseph be in the box before Tyree Gillespie, because Carl Joseph has been in this league for longer. He knows how to play that box. He's been in the box, right? I would rather him be on the back end, but I think that Gillespie's going to do much more for this defense than we know.
No, I agree with you. And the reason I asked is perfect example is shout out Watts Raider in the chat. Watts Raider said he's a strong safety. You said he was a free safety, so that's exactly why I asked this question, because there's some will say no, I'd rather see him a strong safety, and that's why I asked. And when you say hybrid, not you specifically, but people in the chat say hybrid, then it's like you're really torn between the two, because you can't just say hybrid when free safety is really completely different than strong safety. Like
it
you
is.
can't just tell do it strong safety, and then it's almost like people are saying about Abram, bring him down in the box and he's gonna play much better because he's not supposed to be at the single high. It's the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's either strong safety or free safety, and it's like you gotta really be definitive in that.
Yeah, I also see Watts. He put that Gillespie's 210. When I did my video on him, he was at 203.
Yeah. When I was looking up Gillespie, he was like 201.
Yeah, he wasn't
at 203, whatever, something like that. I know he wasn't 210.
Yeah, 210, I believe you could put him in the box. But he was at like 203, and he's never played it down in the box in the NFL. I would put him at free safety if I had him rotating. But I completely just had this guy's super chat up here for a minute. Shout out to Sax916, man. He says, shout out to you for the $5 donation. He says, Thomas finally gets to play his position. He's going to wild out. I have a feeling. Man, if he really does get into his own, right? Let's speak hypothetical, right? In a 17-game season, let's say that that Solomon Thomas gets 6 sacks. How much do you pay him?
You know, I said this in the video. I did on Solomon Thomas, and it was like, okay, we got the incentives of up to $5 million, correct?
Yeah,
up to $5 million.
It's like
if he balls out this year, how much are you going to have to pay a competent D tackle, pass rushing D tackle? Like, it's going to be pretty expensive. Because I think if we really thought he was going to be good or be able to do something, that I understand how it was last season of the coronavirus season, and they were doing deals differently. But you really would have rather brought him on to like a 2 or 3 year deal.
Yeah.
Because if he's really going to ball out, like a lot of people say, that's why I did the video. Then we're going to have to pay this man a bunch of money next year.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be just a 1 year deal for however much. It's going to be long term.
Yeah, he's young, so he'll have to get more money.
So it's kind of like you kind of shoot yourself in the foot on that one if he does ball out, but if he doesn't, then it's good. Right?
Yeah, I feel like if anybody on that defensive line though was to have sort of a breakout year, it would be the guy, in my opinion, who already proved it in the NFL, and David Irving. I feel like David Irving would probably be the guy that if we were to have a guy that gets 6.5 or 7 sacks at that defensive tackle position, it would be David Irving, because he's already done it in this league, right? He's already proved to do it in this league. So I would have to say it would be David Irving. But hey, if we got it out of Solomon Thomas, I wouldn't be mad at it at all, right? No. I mean, I believe I think it was EC Everett had a comment earlier in the chat that said that Solomon Thomas and Gerald McCoy had the same sack numbers in their first 3 seasons, and Gerald McCoy has been a Pro Bowler in many years, right? You know, sometimes it takes time to hold your own and you know, get into your groove, but who knows, man? We'll see, man.
We'll see. That's the thing, though. He's going into his 5th year.
Yeah, basically his 4th.
This will be his 5th year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll be his 5th year in the league, but 4th year playing, because last year he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean,
man.
It'll be
all
tough.
right, man. I get off in like 2 minutes. At 9 o'clock, I get off out
Oh
of
yeah,
here, man. See what
I
everybody
was
else
just going
saying
to
in
say
the
that,
chat.
man. We're approaching 2 hours, so
Yeah.
it's been it's been real. It's been a long live, and real shout out to you for pulling up, man. I mean, you've been on this YouTube stuff for not too long. Your channel is going crazy, so
Yeah,
that's the good thing. That's the good thing. I mean, now I guess the goal is just to be able to have you doing these lives too. Pulling people on, and I know I got I think on Sunday I have a live plan with your boy Sanjeet on Sunday, so that'll be what's up. Maybe I don't know, maybe you might pull up to that one, but
just shoot me a message, man. I'll pull up as much as I can, honestly, whenever I can.
I think Sanjeet is hosting that one, so
Okay.
Sanjeet will probably send you the link for that one if you were to pull up. But,
well, I'm trying to set up my first live. Well, I did set up my first live this next week on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have Graf, I'm gonna have Hunch on and Sanjeet on that one, and it's gonna be my first live. I'll probably start putting it out there a little bit in a couple of days or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna have my first live here soon.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. And I really appreciate you for coming on, man. I mean, bro, we had Juice Spotlight. We even had Graf for a couple minutes. So this was a fun live, It was a good live. Like, it's 9 o'clock, and I felt like I just got off work 30 minutes ago, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like, and, time flies when you're talking about the Raiders, bro. So
no, for sure. I like doing this because I like interacting with people in the comments. I like seeing what they say.
That's always
like their response. And I like when people enlighten me, tell me something like you guys with the Max Crosby and Cleveland Farrell thing. It was like, I was iffy about it, but then y'all just gave that leverage to where it's like, yeah, I got to choose Cleveland Farrell to start. I just had to. Yep. So it's that's like, dope. I like those kind of things.
That's dope, right? The fact that we just gave a live record prediction for almost 200 people at one point. That's dope. I mean, you had us finishing out with 11-6. I believe the teams that you had us losing to was the Chiefs twice, the Washington football team, the Colts.
The Colts, yep.
And what were the two others? Oh, the Ravens.
The Ravens. Yeah.
And it was
so
one
that's what is that? So what is that? Yeah, that's Redskins, Ravens.
Oh, did you have us losing to the Browns?
Nah, we beat the Browns, I think.
Oh, you had us after the Thanksgiving game, we had back-to-back losses to the Chiefs and the
I got the Ravens as an L. Oh, actually, we lost to the Giants.
Oh, to the Giants,
That's
right.
We come off a bye week. We take an L to the Giants and then take another L to the Chiefs, and then we beat the Bengals, and then we beat the Cowboys, and then lose to the Redskins. Okay, yeah, that was it though.
Yeah, that's good, man. 11-6. I had me at 12-5. Let's see,
12-5. I would love to go 12-5, man. But I honestly think we're going 10-7 or 9-8, and we're making the wild card. Like, I think we're finally going to make the wild card, dude. Honestly.
I just want us to see us in the playoffs, man. I don't care if we're 1-16, and if every team in the NFL, for some reason we're 1-16 too, and we've made the playoffs. I don't care, bro. I just want to see us in the postseason. I want to have something to watch in the postseason, man. I
want to see Carr in the playoffs. I want to see Carr in the playoffs, see what he does. I want to see if he folds under that pressure of being in the playoffs, but I don't think he does. I think
he doesn't fold at all, man. He doesn't fold. He loves that pressure.
Yeah, he was born for this. You know what I mean? So
I can't wait. I'm glad that he got a good supporting cast on defense now. I'm glad we got Gus Bradley running the show over there and all the guys that he brought back, because that's real important to success on defense. And yeah, another quick shout out, man, to you for pulling up. That's real support right there. And then just real quick, just let them know where your channel is at and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, y'all can just follow me on Instagram at Rated Tape, or just go to my YouTube, Rated Tape. I'm gonna be posting a video soon with Tyree Gillespie, him at the single high free safety. See how he does. And then I'm also be going live. My first live is gonna be next week on Thursday. I'm gonna be having some guests slide through. So yeah, go ahead and check me out, man. I appreciate you bringing me on, Andy.
Oh,
yeah, anytime, man. Anytime. You know what I mean? Just hit me up. Let me know. Let me know a little bit ahead of time, and I'll make sure and try and slide through every single time.
Oh yeah, man, for sure, man. And shit, it looks like the West Coast is taking over the scene of Raider Nation, man, as usual. So
Cali, really.
Yeah, exactly. Only Cali, yeah. And we got some love over there on the East Coast. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody again who came into the chat and supported and subscribed to his channel, subscribed to my channel, all that kind of stuff. Everybody who hit a super chat. But yeah, man, that'll be it for the live tonight. Shout out to everybody who came through. Go support the man's channel. That man, his channel is going quick. We need to be. I think. Well, how many did you reach your watch hours? The 4,000 watch hours already?
Honestly, man, I really don't even be looking at that stuff too much. Honestly, man, I just be trying to make a video, but I have to go mess with it because I know I have to go like do something with like do something with something because my boy Pete was telling me about it. And I'll just be really on the videos and be trying to drop them, dog. That's really it. I'll be trying to think about some like creative ways to think about our team and how things are really going to happen. So that's really what I be on.
Yep. And yeah, like I said, man, shout out to everybody who joined the chat, man. But we didn't been on this for 2 hours and some change, bro. So we got to go to sleep. Everybody know we got work tomorrow and all this kind of stuff. You know, it's a busy life.
All right, man. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing me on, though. I'm gonna catch y'all later, Raider Nation.
For sure. All right, then, bro.
Late.
All right, man. Shout out to Ray the Tape again. Shout out to Spotlight. Shout out to Graph and everybody who pulled up to this live event today. You know, it was a good one. It was a good one. Real quick before I go, let me know what your guys' record predictions are going to be. You know that I had us going 12-5. Real quick, drop that last record prediction before we go out. And then, yeah, man. Let's see what we got left. But man, tonight's live was real fun. It was real fun with all you guys. Some of you on the chat are wilding, bro. Terrence, shout out to Terrence. He says 10-7 or 11-6. Kevin says 10-7. Great show, guys. I appreciate that. EC Cesar says 8-9. That's wild. I don't know how we lose more games. 12-5, been saying it. Me too, Mike. That's my number. Carlos is 13-4. Salute to you, Dustin, as well. He says 12-5. Also, guys, is 12-5. 10-7 wild card for Matt. That'll be amazing. I can't wait. I want us to have that wild card spot. Shout out to Andrew. He says 11-6. But Raider Nation, that'll be it for today's live show. Shout out to everybody who pulled up. This live will be going up on my channel later tonight or either tomorrow morning, whenever YouTube decides to process it through. And then shout out to you, Kenneth Bryan, for the 11-6, and YouTube, J-Dog, for 13-4. But that'll be it for the live show, man. Shout out to everybody who pulled up. I appreciate y'all for coming in, Raider Nation. And, yeah, man, we out.